Happy Monday and welcome to Casting the Net, Reeling in Holistic Health, where we care about your mental health and well-being. I'm your host, Coach Rice, and I want to make sure that you tune in every Monday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, where I have my special guest on to talk about real issues that matter most. I want you to check us out on YouTube, Facebook Live, on Business Facebook page, also on the Be Awesome Network. Stay tuned. I think you're going to really like this next guest.
Welcome to Mondays with Coach Rice. It's a brand new week, the sun's shining bright, a chance to cast your net, step into the light. Life's full of challenges, it's a winding stream, but with Coach Rice, you'll find your dream.
Happy Monday and welcome to Casting the Net, where we care about your mental health and well-being. I'm super excited today because I have a very dear friend of mine and also my health coach, Heidi Wideman. She is a phenomenal woman, and I begged her to come on because I want you guys to hear her story. And she is an amazing coach. She's one of the most amazing coaches I know. Heidi, tell us where you're from and how did you get on a journey of being a health coach?
Sure. I'm born and raised in California, but I live in Texas, San Antonio. It's a beautiful place. And it is hot here because people ask that question. And then you want to kind of know how my journey, repeat your
I want to know
second
your journey, your journey and your health journey. How did you,
Sure.
and then you're a coach as well. You do a lot. Just
Yeah,
tell us I want the audience to really know who you are.
yeah. Let me just introduce myself.
Yes.
So, since we're going to kind of dig into health a little bit, I will just say I grew up overweight. That was kind of my childhood, was finding diets and finding ways to lose weight and eating less and getting smaller portions than siblings. And I'm not supposed to have seconds. And do I really need that? These kind of things. So for me, I think my first diet was like Jenny Craig at probably age 8. Nope, maybe 10,
Wow.
somewhere in there. I feel like I look back at those photos and I say, I was just a kid, you know? So I kind of grew up in that mindset and that lifestyle. I didn't know then that it wasn't so great. I think that the intent of my mother or whomever was trying to help me in this time, right? It was my mom really, but it was to make sure I was happy, that I was going to be okay, that I wouldn't have this burden upon my back because she had it, right? She was overweight. And so there's that caveat there where I think we do that with our children sometimes. We are trying to make sure they don't have to go through what we went through, right? And it makes sense.
Yes.
Definitely have the world where I was bullied, but we moved a lot. So if I had a bully in one area, it didn't stay because we'd moved. And I just kind of created I felt like a dual reality because inside I was embarrassed and shy of myself. Outside, I was boisterous and outgoing and laughing and making friends because if I didn't, I was worried nobody would be my friend because I was overweight, right?
Right.
So I kind of like didn't know who I was exactly, but I was just doing my best with what I had at that time. So anyway, on through high school and into adulthood, I just had this weight and this way of eating in a calorie deficit. I think was kind of my lifestyle, and I had memberships at gyms and all of the things. And the long story shorter is, in my adult years, I've lost over 100 pounds 5 times. It's not hard for my body to lose weight necessarily. Um, I got really good at that. It's just
Right.
that it will come back. And it's not because I would stop what I was doing. Most people, that's the yo-yo diet effect. I do it till I lose weight, then I quit it, and then I gain it back. I wasn't quitting. Maybe some of the times I did actually, I did so many things, I'm sure, but it was like I would lose the weight and then the weight would come back while I was still trying to lose because I was never reaching my goal or my optimal weight or the healthy
Right.
BMI or fill in the blank. And that's when I found out. Um, so I used a program to lose weight. I got down, it was pretty good size, but I was still in like close to my 200s, 200, maybe 190 something, just barely there. And the weight all started coming back. And um, I was a health coach with that program because as the weight was coming off so easily, I said, oh my gosh, I want to help my friends do this. Everybody needs this, right?
Right.
Um, and nobody else, not everybody had 100 and something pounds to lose, right? I understand most people didn't have my same scenario, but the weight on your back is heavy, not just
Yes.
physically. So that coaching has been a gift to me because I knew I was eating a certain way and watching clients get to their goals, but not my body. And that's how I discovered that I have a condition called lipedema. And that is a connective tissue disorder that where your body stores fat disproportionately, but it's fibrotic and fluid-filled firm nodules that can be very
Mm.
painful, and they're resistant to pretty much resistant to diet and exercise. The nodules don't come off with your weight loss. So I could lose regular fat, but I couldn't lose lipedema, which is why I was bottoming out on my diets and then gaining weight back because my body was starving, but I wasn't hungry because I was used to this calorie deficit lifestyle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And
That is really interesting.
that's where I learned about leptin resistance and how your body will begin to starve basically because that hormone, the leptin is a hormone and it's going to let off the signal that says I'm full. But my body was resistant to that. It never was full. So it stopped. My body just stayed starving. It was never full. I
Oh,
was,
wow.
but my body wasn't, right?
Right.
So crazy. And so now
So
I've
what
been
was
in
that like to be on that program and doing this and then you fell in how long did it take you to find that out?
So I lost most of my weight in the first year, like 131 pounds, right around 13, 14
Mhm.
months, And then over the course of the next year, it's like it went up and down in the same range of 20. I kept thinking it was my fault, right? This is what I was
Mm.
programmed. If I hydrated better, if my kids weren't waking me in the night and my sleep was better, maybe I need to move more. I'm trying to fix everything for years, right? So year two, I fluctuated up and down that 20. I traveled a lot and I would retain water. So it could have been that. It was kind of like, right? You're always trying to figure out what I'm messing up. And
Right.
then the third year, it was the next 20 pounds up. So now I'm 40 above my loss. And right before COVID hit, between January and March of 2020, my weight skyrocketed 70 pounds. And that's kind of where I started to feel very defeated and crushed. Like, I don't even know how to fix this, right? And I'm coaching all these people. And I
Right.
feel pretty hypocritical right now because I didn't have these results anymore. And that's where I hunkered down. I learned because I knew in my soul, this is the crazy thing. I was doing nothing wrong. I followed program. I knew how to do that.
Right.
And there may be those little caveats, but if you're 300 pounds and you don't get a little sleep, but you're eating 1,000 calories, that little sleep's not going to stop you from losing weight. If you're a,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
so here I am blaming all these little things. And I'm like, this is not me, right? And so that is how I discovered the lipedema is in the process of trying to manage the pain my body was having. They had diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, which I didn't have, but I had the
Hmm.
similar pain of somebody with fibromyalgia. And we were getting MRIs and you're trying to find what's wrong with you, right? And in the pain management doctor I went to, there was a nurse practitioner in there who said, you have lipedema. And I said, what's that? And she told me because she had it. And that is the only way I
Okay.
found out through her.
Wow.
Didn't know what it meant yet. Later Googled it, but it was like the next time I saw her. It wasn't that one time because I didn't remember the word, you know? So it took a
Right.
little bit of time, but as soon as I had it down, well, it was COVID. So it took a while to kind of get to where I could do anything
Right.
about what lipedema was. But then I began educating the doctors I was visiting because they didn't know what lipedema was.
Mm.
So I became the expert in lipedema for as much as I could learn and know on my own, and then started guiding these people to the resources because, Martha, 1 out of 9 women has lipedema, which is the same statistic as breast cancer.
That's huge.
Yes. So with that many in the population having this connective tissue disorder, that is painful, heavy, and stops you from being able to lose weight, you're looking at this world of women who think they're wrong, who think they're worthless, who think they're to blame for this problem, who think they're not doing enough, who've been doing enough probably their whole life.
Yes.
So the crazy thing is, this lipedema worsens at hormonal changes. So around 8, 10, 11, 12, my first diet, that's puberty causing hormone shifts in my body, beginning lipedema, right? Then you're,
Mm.
oh, having a baby once you, or taking birth control, or these moments of hormone changes in the woman's body, and then perimenopause, and then menopause. So
Oh, goodness gracious.
some women aren't seeing it until menopause. And then it kind of,
Mm.
so there's different degrees, different stages. I could say there's different types, but lipedema is lipedema. It's where it is in your body that they give it like a type sometimes.
Okay. Depend on where it is sitting.
Yeah. So mine kind of is ankles up to my waist, and some a little bit between the waist and like the breasts or whatever, some abdomen, I guess, area.
Right.
And then it fills in my arms. So it comes with side effects that you don't expect, like my arms are heavy, washing my hair, changing a light bulb, um,
Mm.
doing sign language because I work with the deaf people, right?
Right.
All of these things is taking a toll, physically painful, and heaviness, a heaviness that's like not really yours, but it is, right?
Right.
So in the arms is one thing, and the legs is another. For about a year, I couldn't go up the stairs in my home to tuck my kids in bed. And so I think it was probably that year that I just said, this isn't okay with me anymore. I'm not going to let this overtake who I am and decrease my mobility. At least I'm going to make sure I'm doing everything I can to keep that as at bay as long as possible. You know, just what are my options? And so in the
Right.
process, I did find that there is an option of surgically removing some lipedema. Insurance doesn't always cover it. Sometimes it does. Depends who you have and depends how much conservative measures you've done. But um, wearing compression helps. Let me give you what helps. If you think you might have lipedema, wearing compression helps. It makes my legs feel less painful when they're compressed. It's hotter in Texas if you're wearing lots of layers like that, but it helps. Um, the heat doesn't help lipedema.
Mm.
Shouldn't go in the hot tub. At the end of your shower, you might want to turn it cold before you get out, kind of thing. It doesn't help. It
Wow.
more swelling, right? More swelling. So the compression helps moving your body. If I stand stagnant for a little bit, I start to ache. I need to move. If I move, I'm not feeling the pain. But if I exercise too hard, I might cause more inflammation in the process, right?
Okay.
So you just got to kind of, you'll find your sweet spot once you kind of realize what's going on and you can read your body really well. I think I want to make sure women know that. Like, you can read your body really well. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right.
Right. Let me ask you a question. How can women or anyone, is it only women, but how can they find out if how would they know what symptoms would come up for lipedema? Because I've heard of it, but I didn't hear of it, if that makes sense. I heard of it, but not the intricate parts of it.
So you heard of it probably because of me.
Right,
So,
exactly.
so I'll tell you, so the symptoms of lipedema, um, I will say it's tricky because it can be different, right? But the common symptoms are going to be disproportionate fat distribution, meaning my hips, butt, legs are bigger than my torso. So I could wear
Okay,
like a size large shirt, but I needed like size 18 bottoms, 18, 20,
got
20, 22, whatever it was, right?
it. Right.
They weren't proportionate. So that's one thing. And then it spares your hands and feet. So sometimes women, so it can be in men, but it's rare. And I believe that's because it's a hormone thing. So if it's in a
Oh,
man,
okay, okay, that makes
like
sense.
it's likely the man has hormones that are just slightly off that's leading him into that place. Okay, does that make sense? So it's rare, but it could. So with women though, what you'll see is like some people have column-like legs, like more the calves are going to be big, like the upper part of the legs, and
It's
then
like their leg is just one leg with
yeah,
no type of definition.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the
I've seen
cuffing,
that.
yeah, there's a cuffing syndrome. Like I could maybe get one from my rubber band where you kind of get like a lump here. Oop.
Right.
So I don't have that, but some really do. It's like a distinct, like a baby fat roll, whoop, right?
Right.
And then at your ankles too. It just stops because it spares your hands and feet.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that can be an indicator. There's also something with lipedema where it's symmetrical, where, because doctors will confuse this. If you have lymphedema, which is not lipedema, but they can be connected, where
Okay.
you may end up with lipedema pressing on your lymphatic system, causing lymphedema, which would then together be called lipolymphedema. So if your lipedema is pressing on your lymphatic system and causing that, you may have one leg that swells more because it's pushing more in one leg than the other. But your body shape is fairly symmetrical, where somebody has lymph nodes removed after cancer, their arm might swell with lymphedema. That's not lipedema, right? You see,
Okay. Got it.
okay. So it's standardly, you're looking at symmetrical body. There's pain and tenderness for me. I've learned that not all women have the pain, but if
Okay.
my kid's like, "Hey, mom," and like push my arm, I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, what's up?" Or they land
Yeah.
on the leg and they go to get up and their little elbow kind of like in my thigh. I know it can hurt you if you don't have lipedema too, by the way. But when that happens, you're like,
Okay.
right? You feel pain, and they're gonna say, "Oh, sorry, mom," because they feel bad.
Right.
So there's why the because I don't want to tell them nothing. Like, it's fine, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
Right, right. We so brave. So it's
Right.
there's a heaviness. I would say even light pressure, like bumping into furniture, it can hurt pretty easily, but it can also bruise easier sometimes. Like your skin and the underlying tissue bruise with very little trauma. So uh, your capillaries are more fragile, I would say.
Okay.
Okay, so you have the cuffing syndrome. Also, if you're dieting and exercising and your body has minimal response, but you are doing the right things, chances are, well, not chances are, but it's possible. One out of
Right.
nine you has this, right? And so when you see that resistance to diet or exercise, sometimes it's texture change, like it's very nodularly. So it feels like peas or pearls under your body,
Okay.
like lumpy. Well, I,
Okay.
I used to love that cellulite. Guess I got a lot of it. Well, no,
Right.
it's lipedema. And now I know. Now my daughters have it, right?
Okay.
So I've become an advocate because if I don't know, I cannot help them.
Right.
It's hereditary and
Okay.
genetic and hormonal. So it's like if you see it on you, possibly, you likely see it in a sister or mother or grandmother, right?
Right. Right.
You're going to see similar. Sometimes it's cool to the touch. Like my arm texture will be cold, even I'm sweating.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so like it'll be cool to the touch compared to the rest of your body. And then there's just the progressive symptom of this gets worse over time. Like it's you can do your best by eating healthy and by living a life where you do move and don't stay sedentary. And in those two things, you're going to give yourself the best chances. So the one other symptom I'm going to mention, because this is very important, is the emotional and mental health impact. That is a symptom too, right? If you're being
Right.
shamed, fat shamed, at the doctor, fat shamed, they don't know sometimes. Every time I walk in the doctor, they assume diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I don't have that trifecta. I don't have any of that. I never have because I'm healthy. I just have lipedema. Now, if they
Mm,
it is, what are you feeling? What are they saying? Lose weight, you'll feel better. Your BMI is too high to repair that hernia, right? That is what, well, my BMI is going to be too high no matter if I lose weight or not. It's never going to the normal range, right? Like I'm stuck.
right.
What do you want me to do? Hmm? Make my lipedema worse? Try and get diabetes so somebody will help me? Like, what are you doing? So you just, your brain, your mental, you are struggling. And that is where coaching matters.
Come see.
Yes, because I think I was able to work on so much of that mindset that I battled my
Right.
whole life and say, this isn't my fault. I'm doing the best to take care of it. The scale, what that reads, doesn't matter. Managing the pain I have, keeping lipedema at bay, advocating for myself, helping my daughters, all of that matters.
Yes. And that's interesting that you mentioned the psychological part because going through that, feeling defeated, not being able to lose weight, being a health coach, and this is what you do for a living. What was that like for you when before you even found out and you had to deal with this? You 70 pounds, and you mentioned that had to be psychologically affecting you as a health coach, because I know we want to walk the walk, right?
So I think that's interesting. I love how you said that. We want to walk the walk. A lot of health coaches are coaching because they have learned the skills to be healthy or
Yeah,
live a healthy lifestyle. And we're teaching that. I had to really watch my mindset because other coaches gain weight back sometimes too, if they've
right,
lost it. So it's not just a me thing, first of all, but second of all, I still knew the habits of health to teach the client, even if my body didn't respond the same way, right?
right.
So, did I have the skill set to help someone? Yes. Did I look like a health coach? I guess not. Did some people want me to coach them anyway? Yes. Because I was in the trenches with them,
Yes.
because I could relate, because they knew I don't lie. I have lipedema. They could learn that and know, but also um, probably my character, because I care about people. So it didn't matter
You
my
do, you really
size
do, yeah.
in that moment, right? Thank you. It's true. I do.
But I've been with you on trips and watch you eat healthy the whole time.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine, and it's not like you're doing it because you're doing it. You're in a habit of it now. I could tell it's a habit. It's like, well, I don't want you choosing, you're making right choices. You're like, I don't want that. I'd rather have this. It's not, I can't have it, but I can, but I choose to do this. You're making choices. I saw you make choices on the journeys, the events, the conventions, we've been traveling together and room together and watch you make choices that are healthy. So I can't imagine, you know, what you could have been going through at that time. Even because me, health coach, lost weight, gained some back, but that was my fault. It was the choices I made, but some choices I didn't make right. But it makes you feel shame sometimes when, oh, I'm supposed to look like this and da da da, But I had to come to grips that I noticed my weight balance at a certain weight anyway. But I don't focus more on that. But I noticed how you still pushed past and continue to build your business and grow and grow because of the character and the personality that you have as a coach. And I think it's because you're honest and authentic. And I think that goes a long way. But
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for that. It's true. I had to do a lot of mindset reframing truth, actually.
yes,
I think because I was not eating to lose weight. Actually, I was. I was still hoping to lose weight, honestly.
right,
But if I didn't, was I okay just eating healthy because it's healthy? Yes, I was. It was my habit and my way, and I wasn't letting the fact that the scale didn't move stop me. And I pushed myself, yes. It wasn't hard to eat the right things. Actually, let's be honest. I had to overcome the judgment I thought others had about me not eating the right things. If I did that, they'd think that's why she's not losing weight.
oh God,
Right?
yes,
So I had to really work around that too. But then say, you know what? If I want to have something that's quote unquote something not healthy, well, what's healthy? Am I trying to lose weight? Then I want to eat a certain way to support that. Am I eating to be healthy to stay in optimal health where I am? Then I want to eat to support that. Can I have birthday cake on my birthday? Is that
yes.
healthy? See, I said, which thing
I
is
mean,
healthy?
yes,
Yeah. And I say, if I want to have it, then have
right,
it. Like, should my children see that it's actually okay that mom does that sometime? Would that not be healthier sometimes? You know, which part of health are we talking about? Right? At
right.
some point, fuel your body so that it can sustain your life and
How
not
did
just,
you how did you move from as a child being told the mindset shift? What was the mindset shift that because that's not an easy thing where you've been told as a
yeah,
child, we gotta you cannot eat a second piece of this because we don't want you to get this. And you hearing this all through your childhood. And and it's bad enough that so now you have this mental image that you're supposed to be a certain size. And so you fighting that all through your childhood when you're just supposed to just be a child, right? But it does filter into your adulthood. How did you make that mindset shift?
so I'm probably still making it. To be real and fair, I'm still making it. But I want to say that God didn't ask me to be flawless. And he also didn't tell me to come here and lie, right? So I'm going to be
Right.
authentic, right? And just say my worth as a person or as a health coach or as a mother or whatever, none of that was based on the pounds that I weigh.
Amen.
And so I did have to reframe that, but I realized like the truth is that my worth was in who I am, my wisdom, my knowledge, my character traits, the attributes that perhaps the pain of weight and lipedema helped me create, like being an outgoing person because I was afraid no one would be a friend, right? So maybe it served its purpose, you know, that pain serves purpose.
Yes.
You know, like I will tell you, I fully recognize that there is good because of the trials that we go through.
Oh, absolutely.
But the some things that helped me, since you kind of asked that, is when I accepted that health didn't mean skinny. Because when I started what I coach back in the day for myself, it was to lose weight. It was to get thin. It was not to get healthy. I didn't have that mindset then.
I didn't either when I first started.
Right? So so then you're looking, the industry loves before and after pictures, and they show a great story. But the bigger progress for me and my clients was up here.
Yes.
And so you're flipping that script. Progress is measured in energy, is measured in pain reduction, it's measured in blood sugar stability, in food freedom,
Yes.
in confidence, in all these non-scale victories of being more present with my children, of going upstairs to tuck them in bed, right? These kind of things bending over to tie your shoe without having to hold your breath or whatever it is, you know? Um,
Those
that,
non-scale wins, yes.
I mean, that message is so desperately needed.
It is because, oh my God, I have, I like how you mentioned I still fight with it. I still fight with it. I do too. But I like how you framed it. Like healthy doesn't mean skinny. And and I always it wasn't really I thought healthy means skinny because you got some skinny people that are unhealthy.
It's true.
But it's really that I had to get away from the Martha that I want to look like, where I was a different person, you know,
Mm.
at a size 4 than I was a size 10.
Yeah.
You know, was I nicer? Was I? No. I was so focused on being a size 4, I forgot about who I was and the value that I have within me. But I love the fact that I'm in a healthy space. But sometimes it creeps up and be like, don't you want to be a 4 again? You know,
Mhm.
and I have to
No.
fight that and go, what difference do it make? I'm still able to chase my grandkids. And when they sit down, they say, sit down in their little chair, I don't break it. No, they just did that recently. Sit down, grandma, sit down. But I'm able to sit with them and even though the chair is small as heck, but I'm still able to get in it. But
Yeah.
it's just having those nice wins of being able to wake up without pain, like you said.
Ah, yes,
Walk up
please.
this wake up without pain, walk up the stairs. Like
And
you
Mark,
said, walking up the stairs to tuck your children is a huge win because it's relational.
yes. And and showing them, my children, anyone, what it looks like to be okay where you are, no matter what.
Hmm.
Do I want to move? Do I want to do better? I do. I may not be able to remove lipedema magically from my body, but I can be healthy and show my daughters, my family, my anyone watching, what does it look like to have something going wrong with your body and still operate the best you can? Because
Yes.
they are going to need it.
And that's what makes you a good coach is because you've been through the struggle and you can help those in the struggle
Yeah, yeah. The best coaches are not the ones
are the ones that can help you out that's been there, right? Done that. Oh my God, let me help you. Let me
I
pull you
know
up.
this fight. Let's walk together, right?
Yes. This is
Because
a journey.
you don't I was saying like the coach on the pedestal, where they might look so great and they might push someone real hard and all of such, they might be great. Um, and they might have been in the trenches too.
Yes.
Maybe their mind still is. I don't know them, but I just know that if you coach from compassion and not perfection, then it'll be okay. If you can coach yourself, what because we're all our own coach in this way from that place. Good golly, ain't nobody going to be perfect. Why are we all trying to
No,
do it? Just do our best. Do what we can right
just
now.
show up and
Yes.
just show up as yourself because it's going to help someone,
Yeah.
that's the key.
Yeah.
And so that's really deep. So how you been, now that you got this diagnosis, you coaching and you moving forward, you ready to help your children and in the world. What advice would you give someone who's struggling in the area of lipedema to actually move forward in their health?
Sure.
What
That's great.
tips?
Hmm. So, your perspective fills in the gap. Okay. Your
Okay.
perspective. How are you going to see this? Something that's going to stop you? Okay. So there's different types and different stages. That reminds me of cancer. There's different types and different stages.
Right.
Okay. Where are you at? What can you do with the life you have? Okay. And there are different stages. You can be at stage 1, which is less obvious. It's not showing up yet. The pain's not extreme, all the way up into stage 4. So you're going to say, this is not so bad. I am bothered by it. I want to change something. What can I do? And so I think operating in that place, my perspective is going to fill in the gap of they don't see me the way I see me. I know who I am. I know what I've done. Nobody can quite probably understand except somebody who's also has lipedema or somebody who also struggles with an eating disorder or binge eating or, whatever. We can go in. Who understands us best?
Yes.
First of all, God.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, he understands us best. So let's just say he's in the trenches. So where I want to help people is just saying, first, if you know that you have lipedema based on this like a little episode, or you go
Right.
Google, you're going to Google dive, figure it out, chat GPT, wherever you're at, find you're not less valuable because you have this going on. In
Right.
fact, once somebody understands it, and I think this is true, at least for me it is, when I see someone with it, I want to tell them because probably nobody else is going to for many years to come because that's not well known, right? So I want to tell them that if I cannot, because you don't just go randomly diagnosing people or
Right.
whatever, I don't want to tell the wrong person. What if they're exactly okay right where they are and they're not in pain and they didn't know any different and I destroy their whole world with this one word? I am so
Right.
cautious. But if you know you have it and it is bothering you and you want to move forward, then you need to find a doctor who knows about lipedema. Sometimes that's a vascular doctor because they deal with the legs and veins down in your leg, like that's
Okay.
where lipedema primarily
Yes.
begins. Another would sometimes be the endocrinologist because they deal with the hormone side of things and perhaps have also seen this, right? So those are the two that tend to be. You can message me. We'll give them our links later and stuff. But like
Yes.
you can message me and I'll do my best to guide you to resources. In fact, I can give you a lipedema guide or something like that too, a link for something like that because you'll
Yes.
want to know. You'll want to know and you
Yes.
deserve to know. Um, Dismantle the imposter syndrome now that you know, right?
Oh, yes.
Shift your proof of success. Like uh the evidence of your weight or lack of weight loss, is that based on what you're eating? Or are you eating healthy and this is okay? Right? So you get to decide if you're an imposter or not, right? I'm not.
Right.
I am eating very healthy. I am
Right.
walking the walk, right? And then I can say, so I am good with who I am. Do I want to change lipedema? Yes, because it's painful and it makes
Right.
it okay. But
Yeah, because it's not who you are, it's what you're going through.
yeah, and you know what? I coach people's bodies who don't play by the rules all the time, lipedema or
Right.
not. This is, like a lot of people's bodies struggle and
Yes.
metabolic health is struggling right now. That's the blood
Right.
pressure, the cholesterol, the diabetes, it is
Yes.
a thing. And so we can walk through all of that together, but claim your lane. Like I have lipedema and I am going to choose to keep it at bay for as long as possible. I'm going to use compression garments. I'm going to talk to the doctors. I'm going to make sure I eat healthy because when you eat healthy, your body's in less pain than when you eat refined sugar and carbs,
Yes.
right? So, because that's
Yes.
inflammation factor.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So those are the ways to kind of look at it. I hope that helps.
That's very, very helpful. Very good tools to chew on because it can hit whether dealing with lipedema or whether you're a coach struggling with who you are or whether you need to, know what to do to get healthy. All of these things factor in to what you're talking about. And like I said, that's what makes you a good health coach as well, is because you advocating for that. Um, she does so much, trust me. If you ever meet her, you'll be like, wow, how do you live the life you live? But and does it with love and a smile. And so that's what's awesome about it. So you mentioned something about surgery. Do
Mm-hmm.
you have to have surgery or is it an option? Tell us more about that.
Sure. First, get an accurate diagnosis. Okay.
Okay.
First, do that and educate yourself and the people around you about it. Okay. That's those first two things. The medical and lifestyle approaches are kind of like I was saying, you've compression garments. Um, there's manual lymphatic drainage protocols where you're opening your lymphatic system so fluid can move. That is very helpful. And your anti-inflammatory eating, like you want to do certain things. Great. You also want to know if you have all of that, then if surgical options are needed, if you're functioning fine, they're probably not needed.
Okay.
If you are in a mobile scooter to walk around your house, to move around the grocery store. You have a handicap placard because you're limited mobility. These are times where I say the surgery is more needed for lifestyle. Then your mental health. What does that look like? Do you need surgery to be okay with your body? Is that
Yes.
mattering? So you're kind of looking at the whole picture and where you are in that picture to make that decision. Surgery is an option. It's not one surgery, right? It's okay, let me take out 5 liters on this thigh and then this
Right.
thigh. It's
Right. It's
little,
a process, right?
it's a process because and it messes with your lymphatic system when you go in and kind of you're going to use a cannula like a liposuction. They try and do lymphatic sparing liposuction, but it's not that lymphatic sparing. So you want to be careful and you want to really consider what you're doing. But
Okay.
you're what helps is if you remove the diseased fat cells and it reduces pain, it increases mobility and progression of the disease. It slows
Okay.
that down because you've removed some. It also, once it's removed, it takes a while before it comes back. It does come back over time because you
Okay.
don't
So
remove,
it's not like a be all, it's done.
yeah, no, you still have lipedema,
Okay.
right? So lipedema isn't just the fat, it's the actual condition. So,
Got it.
and yeah, again, that mental and emotional health put that all around this because it's not just lipo. It's a highly trained surgeon who can do lipedema liposuction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will
So it's
say,
important to have a good support system around anything you do, like any cancer, anything that diabetes, all of that should encompasses having just a whole support system, like your doctors, just having a therapist to deal with the mental part, or a counselor, a coach to deal with the health part. All of these things matter, right?
because they bring shame sometimes and frustration
Hmm.
and misdiagnoses can be there, or whoa, misdiagnosis trauma can
Oh
be,
God, yeah.
right? So there is a lot wrapped in it, and your body's not broken. It's different, and now you have language and tools for it. Okay,
Yes.
so that and then now you can advocate, right? I think women go decades without being diagnosed, right? And
Mm,
sometimes it is so severe and they've been blamed for it their whole life. The
right.
doctors, yeah, are you sticking to your diet?
Right.
Right? Because you look like you didn't. And why it's valid.
Shame language is valid, but it's shame language.
Think, I wonder what's going on with your body that you could be following
Right.
this nutrition plan and it's still growing. Let us look together. What can we look at? Can we be open-minded? And the answer is yes, the right person will be open-minded.
Yes.
So if you're comfortable, educate your healthcare team, right? And your community and jump on a podcast, like even anyone could listening could have this, right? And so it's just being aware,
Yes.
advocating surgery, yes, surgery, no. Maybe your healthcare team can walk you through that too, because nobody should have to do it alone.
Yes. So not only that, Heidi also has a podcast.
Yes, I do. Oh my
Tell
God.
them the name of your podcast and what made you actually pursue that.
Okay, I will exactly tell you. I think when my book comes out, I'm going to throw a second podcast in there, but I don't have it set yet. So hold on that one. But that one's about neurodivergency because my kids are neurodivergent as well as my husband and unofficially diagnosed my husband, just their stuff. Even I have ADHD, right? You can maybe tell in this conversation. But anyway, we have this going on. So that's a different thing, but it's so embedded in my life that it becomes a lot of what I do. And so my podcast that Martha's referencing is called Own Your Grit. And it is called that because I found that I would be talking to women, mostly that's who I talk to, women and men though, and they would tell me about this major thing they had done or are doing or challenge they are going through. And then they would just as quickly as they told me, sweep it aside under the pretense that, well, everybody has stuff going on or everybody has hard things or da 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 da. And I was just like, but can we own that for a minute here? You did a hard thing. Like you are amazing. And who is helping you? And a lot of times it was no one.
Right.
And so I like to talk to those people. And I think that just like Martha, you're one of those people who does amazing things and who knew what you were going through, right? And so I just love breaking that down and just saying, like, can we own that for a minute, for 30 minutes on my podcast?
Right.
Because you are more amazing than you realize. And if you're dealing with a challenge in your life, I don't care what it is. I do care what it is, actually. Let's talk. But I don't care. Any challenge gives somebody grit if they got through it.
Amen. Well, Heidi, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I'm sure as you as the audience enjoyed her conversation, enjoyed the wisdom that she poured out about lipedema. And thank you because I've not had anyone on the show like that talked about this before. So this is something I love to bring up, stuff that people don't talk about. Love it, love it, love it. And I just want to just say to the audience, thank you so much for listening. And if you feel like you know someone who's struggling in this area, please do share the podcast because Heidi is an amazing coach. And I know she will definitely encourage, inspire, and help that person move forward, help them, with the resources that she have. She knows a lot of people. She also is, very prominent in her own personal community. So I just want you to please reach out, share it. Matter of fact, subscribe to my channel because I'm always having amazing people on. And just want to say thank you so much, Heidi, for coming on with us today. And just happy Monday to you guys. And to let you know, we are signing off.
It's your time to shine. Journey to chart. Coach Rice wisdom will heal every heart. So join us now. Let's make life suffice. Welcome to Mondays with Coach Rice.